What's up everybody and welcome back to my channel. Toki's back. And what are we doing today? Today we have something. Let me just get up my second canvas to the right. And yeah, so if you can see here, today we are actually going to be drawing something to do with Chinese New Year, because Chinese New Year is coming up soon. So maybe I'll just give a brief run through of what I have here. So this is my character Rin. So if you remember my past few videos, you would have seen that my new comic would have Rin. So today I'm deciding to use her as part of my illustration. So yeah, okay, let's get started before I keep rambling for too long. So as you could see, there are mainly lion dancers. So there's a lion dancer in the background, and Rin's also holding a lion dance mask. So if you can see, she's also wearing the pants of a lion dancer. So it's something like that. So if you could see, it's something like fish scales. Yeah, so that's what I observed mostly when drawing this particular illustration. Yes, that's the word. Oh my goodness, words are hard. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started on drawing. So the second image on the right will be for your reference of which part I am drawing. So let's get started. So I think a challenge that I will have set for myself is to be able to draw this in lesser than 20 minutes, because that is the algorithm, the formula for a proper video that most people will click on. So I'll be trying to talk as I draw and try to be as entertaining as possible. Although, drawing is hard, and what's even harder is drawing while talking. So you could already see me slightly struggling. No excuses for that. And maybe I'll talk about what I'm doing so that I can focus. So right now I'm drawing the head, the hair, the bangs. So my character Rin has quite smooth flowing hair, and she also has a hairpin over here to hold her hair, because that's what hairpins do. If a hairpin doesn't hold hair, what would it be called? Actually, why is it even called a hairpin if it's not like a pin? You get what I mean? It's like 2D and 3D. If a pin is kind of like a point in space. So if it's a good thought would be, why is this called a hairpin and not a hair line? Because isn't it more long? Doesn't it have more longitudinal length than a pin? I guess why is it called a hairpin is it derives from the item pin, because it helps hold things in place. So paper, something that I can think of is like a stationary item, something that you will see in schools. So teachers would use pins and thumbtacks to get their notices pinned up onto notice boards. So in Singapore, obviously sometimes we now use staples, or at least during my time back in secondary school, I used to use staples. But before that, I believe people use pins to pin their stuff on notice boards. Okay, enough with pins. Oh my goodness. So what am I drawing here? Yeah, I'm drawing the bangs of the hair. So I guess okay, I previously struggled when drawing the rough sketch of this drawing, because I couldn't really draw proper bangs. You know, there's a balance between this type of lines, those sharp hairlines, versus this type of cut off straight bangs. I'm not very good at wording it, but I guess you could kind of grasp the idea that I'm trying to convey. So there was I struggled in keeping proper balance between sharp lines and straight banged hair, and eventually I just decided to, just give it straight bangs all the way, because if you look at real life people that has bangs, it's not always flat. Their hair is not always cleanly cut off, such as or maybe they are, but there are always some stray strands that will always loiter around. Okay, let's move on to the eyes. So nothing special, it's just me starting with the some straight lines. So when drawing the eye, I guess something to think of is I tried to give her a more smirky look, so like something like taunting. Try to make her look a bit more playful, because, well, it's the festival and people are normally happy. So I know that I normally draw in my manga series Blade, I normally draw Rin as a very serious, a very uptight person. But here I decide to just make her look more cheeky, more playful, if that makes sense. Why would it make sense? Oh man. Okay, should I do the other eye? Yeah, I guess I should do the other eye as well. Okay, what's the best way of doing this? Okay, I'll flip the canvas and draw in the eyelash. I guess such a high arc is fine. Let's not think too much about it, because it's only a small part of the drawing, and it will be better off, or at least it will be better off in a video to not focus on certain parts for too long, because it's boring and it will not be enjoyable to watch. Yeah, and paying less attention to the small details would greatly improve my speed as well, which is good, because if you keep focusing on small details, you would eventually, or at least that's what I think, you'll burn yourself out rather quickly. So adding some, okay, one good effect that I've noticed is in mangas, some artists don't fully draw straight lines. So okay, let me just fix the arc slightly. So they use this type of dotted pattern to show that the eye has the under eyelash. So that's their way of portraying it, which I think is quite nice. Okay, let's fill this in. Let's take this off and fill this in. Okay, so let's put it back and let's give a upper eyelid. This is not many people think of it, but I certainly think that it helps give a different feel to the picture. I mean, it gives more liveliness to the character, more realism. Okay, let's move on to the next eye. Okay, let's give a higher arc than we have in the sketch, because I want to make her look like she's like giving an adulting expression. Is there any sense in giving her adulting expression? I guess not. So I'll just stick with the sketch and give her normal length, normal arched eyebrows. Okay, let's thicken this eyelash, I mean. Eyebrows, eyelash. Eyebrows, eyelash. So, I guess I could ask, how are you guys going to celebrate? Do you guys even celebrate Chinese New Year? Are you guys... Because from where I am in Singapore, people actually... You don't have to be Chinese to celebrate Chinese New Year. So I think that part is quite nice. The inclusion, you know. Any race could celebrate Chinese New Year. It's a celebration. That's like saying if you're a different race, you cannot celebrate the New Year's. Well, okay, I should probably stop talking about race and celebration. If not, it will get me into trouble. Okay, but okay, now we are drawing the eyelash. So yeah, sometimes eyelash isn't so uniform. Like towards the end, there might be some because eyelash is not made of singular strands, so by giving it different pointy points, it would suggest that there are more eyelashes inside inside the eyelash. And I should do the same thing over here as well. Let's give one more here. Okay. And let's do the same under eyelash thing. Although this one looks too low. I could probably do it here. Yeah, something like that. Although that being drawn, I should probably fix this part as well. Yeah, but do let me know if your part of the world celebrates Chinese New Year, and if so, what do you guys do? Do you guys invite them over, like apart from the first few days of Chinese New Year, because that's normally reserved for family members? All right. What else is there in the eye that I should focus on? There's not that much. Let me just fill in the eye. Okay, this eye is done. Is this eye balanced? It looks slightly drooped. Maybe I can help that with a bit more volume. Yep, that should be fine. Let's flip the image back. Well, in a perspective sense, this eye is slightly further from us, so it should be slightly smaller, which is fine. Let's erase this excessive eyelash. Oh. I just turned the canvas a bit too much. Okay, now how will this eyelash ending point? I guess your point slightly like that. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's fill this in. Fill this up. And with that, we should be able to let's make this a bit more curved. Okay, now for the eyelash. So because it's further away from us, maybe we'll see lesser of the eyelash. So just give some random spikes like that, and that should be fine. That's there's the gradient tool that I always misclick. Let's darken the under eyelash. It's kind of like a mascara for any. Am I even using the correct term? You know, girls always use their makeup tools to make their eyes look bigger because that is aesthetically more pretty. Yeah, pretty. Alright, the nose, nothing much there. Now the mouth, to make it a proper thickness of the mouth has to be made. And there is a helicopter behind me. Alright, I guess this mouth is fine. Let's give a thick under lip. Hopefully that is appealing. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, with that, is there anything we want to fix here? I guess I can make this part thicker. Hopefully it helps the drawing. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's move on. So let's increase the opacity of my sketch so that I know what is there to be drawn. Alright, now the complicated part. The neck to the what do you call it? Shoulder blades. Let's reduce the opacity again. Alright, the neck. So I should probably use a thicker brush here to draw the neck because it's thicker anatomically. I mean, it's thicker than the head. Doesn't have, you don't have to learn anatomy to figure that the neck line should be thicker than hairlines. I'm not even finished with the face. Okay, guess the neck will have to wait. Yeah, that looks fine. Now let's have her sides cover the ear. Okay, how does that look with the sketch off? And thicken the eyelash, and that should be fine. All right, back to the neck. Okay, now the collar of the shirt. So what kind of shirt is she wearing? She's wearing some kind of dragon dance upper uniform. So it would also, it's more or less sleeveless from what I remember, because it kind of gets quite hot inside the lion dancing mascot. So it's important to keep it airy so that they won't pass out. Now, how will this part shape out? I should avoid using too many lines and stick to straight lines and curved lines. Okay, that's slightly too wide. Okay, that is fine. So even the sleeves are kind of short, so that their lower arm has more air space for cooling. Okay, this whatever I'm saying now is just by my own memory. It might not be correct, so do consult your local dragon dancing experts to know fully, is their clothes really airy? Yeah, I'm just drawing from my perspective and my memory. Yeah. Alright, let's make the lines more solid so that when I do the coloring later, it would not overfill. Alright, with that, the hand is done. Now I'm dreading to do the lion dancing mask because I don't think I did a very good job in it, but you know what? I should just go with it because you know what? This is a fun sketch. It's not meant to be fully realistic. Let's just draw what we think is fun. Which part should we start with? So when drawing, before I move on, let me fix this part. So one thing that I make especially clear is that I would want one brain to have a curved lower jaw. That's because she's supposed to slightly look upwards, and that would actually soften the bending of the lower jaw, so it will not appear sharp. Although that could be just a bunch of bullshit, and I just want to draw a curved jaw. So don't think too much anatomically about it. Okay, what should we start with first? Guess we can start with the crown. I'm not really sure which what is the correct term for these lion dancing mascot pieces are, but I'm just gonna wing it and say this is the crown. And now we have the eyebrows. So the eyebrows, from what I remember, they're actually quite, they can vary in shape, exact shape, from different to different mask. That looks like a good start. So now the eyelash of the mascot. Okay, so I guess I can talk about what I think the mask look like. So in Chinese legend that the Chinese New Year is based on, so every year there will be a creature called the Nian that will come to the villagers throughout China to eat human beings. So kind of like Demon Slayer if you think about it. But instead of every day is every year, so there's more leeway for you to survive in that sense. But anyways, this Nian will come to villagers throughout China every year to consume peasants, and in order for it not to happen, people discovered that this creature actually hates loud noises and it hates the color red, just like a bull in what's that Texas sport where you wave the red cloth at a bull, then you let it charge you. I can't remember it now. I'm sure in the comments you can probably tell me what it is. But anyways, this creature hates the color red, and that is why during Chinese New Year you see so many red decorations. So in that urban story, people actually, after knowing that the creature hates whatever it hates, so it hates loud noises and the color red, so people actually make all sorts of decorations and clothing around the color red. And for the loud noises, they actually use the fireworks and the, what's that thing called? In Chinese we call pao. So it's like explosive firecrackers. That's what they're called. So they make firecrackers that would scare away the creature. So what's the point of me telling this story? Okay, the point is the lion dancing mask actually looks like the creature, the Nian. At least that's what I remember from my textbooks. You know, in my Chinese education textbooks, there are actually drawings of what the creature may be like, and it certainly remembers drawing the dragon, the lion dancing mask. Okay, that's one eye done. I probably should have drew faster because that story is quite long and it should have been enough for me to draw the whole mask. But instead of drawing the whole mask, I went on I just went autopilot in drawing. So hopefully I didn't spend too much time drawing that eye. Oh, I remember what I was doing. Okay, so I was actually autopilot just now when talking about the story. So I just noticed that I spent quite a bit of time drawing circles of the eye. What can you do? Stories are interesting, and that is why I also listen to stories when I draw. So I think you guys should know the podcast Trash Taste. So yeah, I actually watch it sometimes while drawing, and because it's 2 hours long, it's actually quite nice for me to use it as something distracting to draw and let my mind go on autopilot mode. Yeah, so that podcast actually lets me draw on autopilot, which is quite nice. It makes me forget how long I've been drawing, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. So for making videos, I don't think it's such a good thing, because you guys, the watchers, are watching the video, and if I keep focusing on small details, you guys would eventually lose interest in the drawing. So that's why I have to learn to draw fast. And drawing fast also has another benefit. Because I'm drawing manga, if I draw too slowly, the amount of time I can rest throughout my weekend will be lesser. Because drawing obviously takes up a lot of time, and if I want to rest, I should draw faster. But I do like drawing, so I guess I'm enjoying the process when I draw. So it couldn't really be counted as a chore, I guess, to draw. But hey, I like resting too. Who would have guessed? I like resting. Humans like resting. Unless you're a workaholic. Am I a workaholic? Considering the fact that I actually make myself do drawing videos throughout my free time, you could make an argument that I'm kind of a workaholic. Because if you ever make a video, you know how long it takes to do editing. I don't really edit my videos from past experiences. I don't think I like doing video editing, because I have to spend an even longer amount of time clipping out portions of the video that I think is more interesting. So that means I have to watch the video more than once, probably even more than twice, to get the video edited. Which means if I do a 2-hour video, I would have to edit more than 2 hours to get the video out, which is quite irritating in my opinion. And that is why, if the chance arises, I would do commentary drawing videos like this, so that I can omit the video editing part. And it will also train me to be able to commentate while drawing, which I think is a quite good skill. It's not an easy skill, but it's something that I wish to be able to do. So what does drawing and commentating feel like? So I guess it feels exactly like what you would think it is. How could I describe it? Okay, because my mind actually, there's two parts of my mind. So there's one that is actually thinking, what should I be drawing, and what part of the drawing is not nice, what part of the drawing is nice, what can be kept, and what I should be fixing. Like now, from what I see, the eye, the pupil of the dragon, the pupil of the lion is not even. That part of my mind keeps talking when I'm drawing on autopilot, which prompts me to fix my drawing. And normally that part is already CPU intensive in my own brain. But to be commentating and drawing at the same time, it actually makes me okay. So what goes into commentating? Commenting, firstly, you have to think, is what how do I phrase this? Is what you are saying making sense? So for me, I have to craft the sentence in my brain before I actually speak it. So that means that I'm dedicating more CPU to crafting the sentence. So I'm actually crafting the sentence while running the what do you call it? The perfectionist of drawing program in my brain. And sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing, because when doing the video and commentating at the same time, because yeah, it's not easy on your brain CPU. So that is kind of what it feels like. It's like for people who don't draw, I guess you could think of it as something like multitasking. So when your boss tells you you have something to do, and you know that that is that on top of that you have what you have to do in your daily life. What am I saying? On top of that, you have things that you have to do as part of your own basic work requirement. Basically, it's additional job that your boss is letting you do. So you have to learn to balance it. You have to learn to schedule the different work that you have to do, and on top of that, you have to do what you're supposed to do. So I guess it's something like that. For students, it will be like during an exam, part of your mind is constantly thinking, can I finish my paper on time, and what the question is talking about. So that is what drawing while commentating feels like. It's like constantly thinking about the duration of the exam, the end duration of the exam, while drawing. And that's why sometimes I actually, okay, this pinky finger is too fat. Yeah, that is sometimes why I actually don't do commentary over most of my videos, because it's too CPU intensive. But on the advantage is that I won't have to do as much post editing, because all the interesting commentaries has all been done. Okay, that hand looks fine, although it can be more narrow around the wrist. And how long has it been since I start recording? Oh my goodness, it's already 40 minutes. Okay. looks like my dream of doing this in 20 minutes and making it a watchable video is kind of at risk here. Okay, what can I do faster? Or alternatively, I can actually split this video into two. You know, release one each week or release two at the same time. So that, you know, people have a proper checkpoint of what they have actually watched. Alright, I have to speed up here. Although we have already passed my time limit. Okay, now we're gonna draw the mouth. So from what I observed, the mouth is actually, it has something like a big mustache, a very furry one at that. From my memory of drawing this during the sketching phase. So it's a very big mustache looking mouth. Kind of like when you drink milk and then you have the milk mouth. Okay, I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying, but yeah. Okay, how does this work? Let me think of how this works before I start commentating. Okay, I guess this could be bigger. Something like that. Alright. The undermouth is more or less complete, although there might be some fixing to do. Yeah. Okay, it's looking better. Though it kinda looks forced. Oh well. I guess I can give it extra thickness. That being drawn, I could actually thicken the fingers. By thicken, I mean extending, so that they actually wrap around the lion dancing costume. Okay, something like that is fine for the time being. Alright, what was I talking about? Well, I already forgot what I'm talking about. I guess I'll just improvise on the spot and keep talking. So how's everybody's day been? That's quite the transition. Okay, I'll try to think of what I was saying beforehand. Was I talking about lion dancing? Probably, but which part of lion dancing am I talking about? Oh, the mustache, the milk mouth. So if you have drank milk all the way, when you put the cup all the way up your mouth, the milk will actually stain the upper lip, and that would, what am I saying? Yeah, and that would make your mouth look funny, all funny and stuff. Okay. Okay, the eyelash actually goes all the way around the costume. Although I can probably make a bit of variation since it's a drawing and not particularly pertaining to any specific line dancing model. Although that kind of looks weird. Oh well, we'll stick with it. Okay, now that that is drawn, we can actually draw the pants. So although it's called lion dance, but I'm thinking it's actually more on Chinese dragon, because the Chinese dragon actually have scales that mimic fish scales, and that is what the pants of dragon dancers have. Lion dancers have. At least that's what I've seen in Singapore. Alright, pants is almost done. Okay, the other pants also need the fish scales. Oh yeah, a good story that I have while I'm drawing. So I was actually frying some onions, frying some shallots. I guess that's what the correct term will be, smaller onions. So I was frying some smaller. Okay, wait. This pan size looks a bit weird. Yes, it looks too thick. Guess here is fine. And I can thin this part out. Okay, so what happened when I'm frying onions? So I was doing a swirly thing with my pot when frying the onions. So obviously there was a lot of hot oil inside, and being the chef that I am, I tried to do a toss. You know how when frying an egg you would want to do a toss. Yeah, so I did that, and the oil actually sprayed out, and it kind of burned my upper hand, not your palm, but the top of your hand. Luckily it didn't hurt that much. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it was still frying the onions, that it was still frying off moisture, so 100 degrees Celsius, which is still quite hot, but it's not what hot oil should be purely, because okay, hot oil can actually be higher temperature than 100 degrees Celsius, because okay, that is what frying does. Okay, frying is attempting to cook something at a higher temperature than 100 degrees Celsius, which is also what baking does, but with another liquid, and it's faster. Okay, what was I talking about? Yeah, so that is why oil can be... I'm pretty sure that's not what my thought process is before I'm talking about oil. Oh yeah, okay. When frying onions, the oil didn't feel too hot. My thought process is telling me that because the onions still have water inside them, the oil wasn't as hot as what it could have been. And that is why I felt that the oil wasn't as hot as what it could have been. But regardless, it was still quite stinging, and I just quickly went to the tap and rinsed off the splashed portion. Okay, let's talk about something interesting that I've seen when watching other people draw. So around the fringe, hair actually, some artists actually chose to let the hair flow differently. So normally what people would do is they'll just draw one-sided. They'll let the hair flow one-sided and let it flow one-sided all the way. Okay, let me draw properly before I keep talking and rambling. Is that fine? Yeah, that's fine, I guess. So some artists that I've seen actually does a halfway flow change in the hair, which made the hair look more interesting. I don't think I'm doing a very good job in demonstrating that right here. Oh, my computer battery actually went low for a second, and that's why you probably hear the tiap. It's me turning on the power switch. Yeah, but I would like to try more of those techniques, the halfway hair flow change technique. What a long name for a name. But yeah, I would like to try that in my manga drawing next time, and hopefully I'll get better at it. Fingers crossed. Alright, let's move on to the eyes. Okay, what is a good name for this character? So I have my female character being called Rin, and okay, if you have seen my manga drawing video, you know that there's actually a kind of the bad guy in the first chapter. So I don't think I've properly decided on a good name for the character, but this is the character. So okay, in this drawing he's not supposed to be bad. Okay, when drawing the manga, the intention was to make him a bit smirkish and not bad. But I think that the way I drew him made him look like a villain. Although that being said, I guess it could be a good story plotting point, and I'll see if I can make the bad guy look like a good guy in the coming episodes, in the next chapter. Yeah, so that is... What is that? What was I thinking of? Okay, before I think of anything, let's use the fill tool and fill this in. Now there's a gap here. We don't want that. Alright. Yeah, so I want to probably make the smirking guy the level 1 boss. So once you defeat the level 1 boss, the boss will team up with you. Kind of concept. Alright. Should I do a cut in the video here? It's already been 40 minutes. Or more than 40 minutes right now. Yeah, I guess I should end the... Okay, let's not make this look like a pervert. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Alright guys, we'll end it here, and maybe I'll draw it more of it offline or in another video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and if you can, give me a like. It helps me know that there are actually people watching this video, and that really supports me. Alright, that's all for me. Goodbye.